Art is filled with creativity where you can draw what you can imagine and there's really no limitation. So that's why I'm going to be perfect at drawing, and there are mainly 3 to 4 steps. Where step 1 is copying from others what you think is really beautiful. While copying, like you really don't care about any shapes or any perfections, you just copy like to be exactly like the original one. And after that, we come to part 2, which is learning shapes. Well, similarly to part 1, part 2 consists of shapes as you already know. And in while drawing shape, you need to make habit and be consistency. Well, you need to be consistent at all part, otherwise you really won't be good. And after that, there is part 3 that consists of perspective. In order to draw any shapes, backgrounds, you need to have the knowledge of perspection. And part 4 being body parts. Well, I mean, if you really want to draw something, you need to have knowledge about body parts, so that's the part. And learning about body part is also important to draw real life characters. In today's video, we are going to learn about part 2. Just to be clear, there are more than 4 parts, and this is just for example, and we might go into part 5, 6, 7 in future video, but let's talk about what we are doing right now. Triangle, circle, square and rectangle. So first, let's talk about the rectangle. So we can do triangle in this type of shape, this and this. This can be called pyramid, this can be called cone, and this can be called upside down cone. So let's talk about hatching in triangles. So if the light source is coming from here, we can draw dark shape in here. Triangle is one of the most easiest shape to draw shade. And if the light source is coming for here, we can always use hatching, or we can always give shadow in the middle of the cone, and in the side you can do hatching technique. I have already told hatching technique is usually like this, where you draw shadow in like a line. You can make shadow denser by combining line in really narrow places, and you can practice it by doing like this, where you have to draw circle and a triangle, and hatching technique is like this, where you kind of like hatch. You can make denser shadow by doing it more. Usually in the pyramid, it's really easy. You have to draw two lines of the same shape, and the small line which is coming from the side, and if you connect all of these, which is my really not well, you got a pyramid. So the next thing we can talk about is circle. Circle is one of the most easy since it really does not have any 3D model. And the thing we can do in circle is shadow. We can give circle shadow by in the opposite direction of where the light is coming, and it's kind of common sense, and you can do it by like this, or you can like do this. Well, if I have to show you, this is a circle, then kind of like do this, well, like in C shape. Well, my teaching method might be incorrect, but and after that you can give shadow by kind of like in most of the scenario where the slide source is behind, you can like just, or you can maybe just do this, but it's kind of not really ethical at the same time. So the next step is both of these, since they are kind of like similar and share similar types of 3D models, since they are the one of the most complex. If we have to see through them, how do we make the like see-through model? We can make something like this, where this is the outermost of the box, this is the right hand side, this is the left, this is the down, and this is the offside, and this is the back side. Well, this is the model if you look from directly in front of them. But if we have to make something that we are seeing from the side, you can make something like this, where if shadow is here and light source is here, you can shadow this area, and something like do like this, half of this. Well, you see, but there's a problem while making this. While making square, these two line and these two lines are never the same, I mean in same distance, kind of like you learn in math. Well, we are going to learn about perspective in next part, but I'm going to tell you little while you need it is important to learn shape. Well, you see, if we make a one perspective point and draw a line from there, we can learn how to make boxes. Like first draw over here and draw over here. This is our base of the box, and this is width of the box, and do the same thing and connect this. Well, you really don't need to connect, and after that connect this and connect this. Well, this is kind of how the box need to look, where these two lines are never the parallel and these two lines should be never parallel, where you have to draw another perspective point and kind of like it's go like this and like this and like this and like this, where this is all mess. But you get the point. You should make box something like this, where different perspective matter different like lengths. Well, we can same apply this perspective formula in other shape like rectangle, where you can do something like these and these. Well, this is the really same thing. And well, if we kind of like practice all of these and all of these, we can be really good. Since I've already told what the hatching technique is, I'm going to tell you more about shadows. Well, I mean this video will be too short if I don't. So let's assume that shadow is over here and light is over here. Well, that means half of this will be shadow and half of this will be light. So let's say, how can we make shadow in different perspective or different style? So as I told you, first one is hatching technique, where you have to draw line in sync, and you can do more line to do darker and less line to do lighter, like this, and you can go like this. Well, this is the hatching technique, where the darker is in dark side and it gradually become light when it's moved to lighter side. The next technique is curling technique. I mean, I really don't know how to say, but this is kind of like curling, and this also kind of resemble not hatching, but well, you see, it's kind of like how the darker is in dark side and lighter is in light side, and it's also gradually become lighter as we go on. Well, most of the shadow become gradually as it move towards the lighter side, which is really the basic or not basic. Next we can do is complete darkness. Well, in this one whole area is covered in darkness, just like my hand shadow. You can like, I really can't show shadow, but as you can see, like small, one side is complete darkness and one side is complete light, and there's complete border, like straight borders. So I guess this is it. I kind of made this video in rush and I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. So this is it for today, and next part will be very soon. So hope you like it. Till then, take care and bye bye.